A woman squatted by the side of the road next to a car and began to urinate. At that moment a man was driving toward her. As he was adjusting the volume on his radio he almost hit a bear. Instinctively swerving to avoid the bear he slammed the steering wheel, causing the car to lose control and skid off the road. It crashed into a rock and then hurtled toward the woman. Since it was his first time accidentally killing someone, the man John didn't know what to do. He immediately drove home planning to talk to his wife about whether or not to turn himself in. Over dinner John was too afraid to tell her, especially since they had a lot of debt. He feared she might break down upon hearing the news. Eventually he did tell her, and to his surprise his wife stayed calm. She even said they should go clean up the scene together. So John and his wife went back to the scene to cover up the evidence. Afterward they loaded the body into the car to dispose of it. When they got home his wife was overjoyed by the money they now had. Just then they heard a knock on the door. To their shock it was the town sheriff standing outside. Since he was a familiar face they couldn't refuse him, and John's wife invited him in. John tried to hide the hole in the wall where the bullet had passed through with a blanket. The sheriff explained that he was there to buy a Christmas tree. John almost had a heart attack when he saw the body in the truck still not properly disposed of, with a foot sticking out. The sheriff asked John to take a photo for him. John lied, saying the lighting wasn't good, and asked the sheriff to move to another spot. Meanwhile his wife quickly covered up the foot. Luckily nothing suspicious happened and the sheriff left without further question. The next day they went back to dispose of the body. However, when they were done they found another corpse. This one belonged to a tour guide who had been smuggling several foreigners across the border. They had planned to meet with the man John accidentally killed to make a deal. On the way they encountered a bear, and in the chaos the group scattered. The bear however focused on the tour guide and he fell off a cliff while trying to escape. John's wife worried that the police might start investigating the area, which could lead them to the bodies and get them caught. So she decided they should move all the bodies into the car, hoping the police would quickly close the case when they discovered them. Not long after the police found the bodies, an autopsy revealed they had been dead for several days, and this wasn't the original crime scene. The sheriff along with his assistant came to investigate John's house. By now John realized he was a suspect. Unsure whether to turn himself in or continue evading capture, he went to the priest for guidance. John told the priest everything that had happened. The priest started offering some advice, but when John mentioned he had secretly stashed away 2 million euros, the priest told him not to feel guilty. This, he said, was a test from God. If keeping the money at home felt too much like a burden, he could store it in the church away from evil. John thought this was reasonable. After all, if he didn't say anything, who would suspect the priest of helping him hide the money? The priest swore to keep John's secret, and with that reassurance John finally felt safe enough to go home.